Is anyone else already feeling a little bit of pressure around summer? The pressure to make memories, keep everyone happy, stay patient, be present, plan fun activities, and somehow enjoy every minute of it? Mama, today I want to gently remind you of something. Your family does not need a perfect summer to experience peace, joy, and meaningful moments together. Mama, are you tired of meltdowns stealing the peace in your home? Welcome to Parenting Beyond Meltdowns. I'm Amanda, a Christian life coach and a mom of a strong-willed neurospicy teen. If you've tried everything from consequences, parenting books, crying out to the Father, and still feel like you're failing, you're not alone. Inside this podcast, we'll explore how faith, emotional regulation, and connection work together so that you can parent from a place of peace, even in the hardest moments. You don't have to hold it all together here. This is a safe space to lay it all down. Welcome. Mama, if you're already feeling overwhelmed heading into summer, I just want you to know that you don't have to carry this all alone. One of the things that we work through together inside Anchored Mama Coaching is learning how to regulate your emotions in real-life parenting moments while rebuilding connection with your child, especially during seasons where routines shift and everyone is together more often, because summer can bring so much pressure. Pressure to be patient, pressure to make memories, pressure to keep everyone emotionally regulated, and the pressure to enjoy the season. And sometimes what mamas need most isn't another strategy. Sometimes they just need support, a place to process, a safe space to slow down and reconnect with themselves and the Father again. Inside our sessions, we work through practical emotional regulation tools, thought patterns, connection, and nervous system awareness in a compassionate, faith-centered way. And Mama, you don't have to become a perfectly calm parent to create more peace in your home. You just need support and a new way forward. If you'd like to book your Anchored Mama session, the link is in today's show notes. I think summer can quietly carry so many expectations for us, especially when social media starts filling up with bucket lists, vacations, craft ideas, special outings, the perfect family photos, and all the making memories content. And while none of those are bad, sometimes they create this pressure underneath the surface. Like somehow we're supposed to create this magical experience for everyone all summer long. And if I'm being honest, sometimes that pressure can feel heavy, especially when we feel like we're just trying to survive the day. And I know that every family walks into summer differently. Some of you are suddenly transitioning from public school routines into having everyone home all day. Some of you homeschool year-round maybe and are continuing your slower rhythms through the summer. Some of you already feel emotionally exhausted before summer has even begun. But no matter what your family's rhythms look like, I think that many mamas are quietly carrying this pressure that summer is supposed to feel magical all of the time. And if we're not careful, we can start measuring ourselves by it. I remember seasons when I felt this pressure so deeply, the pressure to make the summer fun, to keep everyone happy, to create connection, to enjoy every single moment because they grow so fast. But the reality was, sometimes summers just felt overwhelming. The noise, the constant interruptions, the dysregulation, the lack of routine, the emotional exhaustion of being needed all day long. And if I'm honest, there were moments that I felt guilty for not enjoying it more. But over time, the Father started to gently shift something in me because meaningful connection was never actually coming from perfect plans. It was being built in smaller moments, moments of presence, safety, repair, laughter, rest, grace. And Mama, that changes the way that we walk into our summer. Our first point today is that your child does not need constant entertainment to have a meaningful summer. I think many mamas carry pressure to constantly create experiences, but connection is not built through nonstop activity. In fact, many strong-willed and neurodivergent kiddos can actually become more dysregulated with too much stimulation, too many transitions, too many expectations, or overscheduled days. What often matters most is emotional safety, feeling seen, feeling welcomed, belonging, feeling emotionally connected to you. And that can happen during a quiet car ride, making popsicles together, watching a movie on the couch, laughing over something silly, sitting outside together for 10 minutes. Those small moments count. And if you're me, There have been summers with my teens that have looked like letting one sleep all day and the other one just plays video games all day in his room. And the thing is, we can hold judgment for that and think, oh, that's terrible. I would never do that. And maybe you are. Maybe you're judging me. But that's what I did to survive. That's what I did to be okay. And we're not here to just survive, but there were days that like I just needed to get my things done and I didn't want to fight with people. And it was just easier to let a teenage daughter sleep, and it was just easier to let a teenage boy play video games. But the question is, are we going to judge ourselves for the moments where we let them watch TV for too long, or we put them in front of an iPad, or insert anything that you would normally judge yourself or someone else for, or you would assume someone would judge you for? What if those things aren't bad? Now, I get there's a whole thing around technology. There is. But is it serving us to make ourselves wrong or the bad guy when we might just need some peace for a moment? That's the question I want to ask you. I started choosing not to make myself the bad guy for trying to create moments of space in my life where I could catch my breath. I think it's important that we all move in the ways that best support our family, and sometimes that might even look like a break from each other. Now, I'm not asking you to change how you're doing things if you have certain thoughts and expectations around entertainment, etc. I just want you to be open to the idea that we don't have to make ourselves wrong because our lives and our summers and our days don't look like everyone else's picture perfect on social media. That's what I want you to take away from this. You are allowed to create rhythms that help your family's nervous system breathe. I think sometimes when we hear the word rest, we picture long, quiet mornings, alone time, or uninterrupted peace. And I am so thankful when I get those moments. And I get more now than I did when mine were younger. But many mamas listening to this right now might be thinking, well, that sounds nice, but that's not realistic to my life. And I want you to know that I hear you and I understand that. And I want you to know that sometimes rest doesn't look like escaping your responsibilities. Sometimes it looks like creating small rhythms that help your nervous system breathe again inside your real life. Maybe it looks like slowing down your schedule. It could look like taking 3 minutes to do a thought download, which is literally just grabbing a notebook and taking every thought you have in your head, whether it's a to-do list or something you felt frustrated about, anything that's just like in your brain, you take it out and you spill it out on paper and you get it out of your head. And then maybe you look and see, is there a reoccurring thought here? Like, is there something that you're thinking that has showed up more than once? Or is there an emotion that you're feeling that you've repeated more than once? And you don't have to repeat it more than once, but just look and evaluate, like, what are you seeing? What is on the paper? Maybe it looks like reframing that thought in a way that would serve you better. Maybe it looks like processing some of those residual emotions that have built up from the day before. Maybe it looks like finding quiet time in your day somewhere where you can check in with yourself, even if it's just a moment of being able to check in and be like, where am I right now? What can I do to take care of me in this moment? Spend less time trying to entertain everyone. Maybe stepping outside for 5 minutes. Worship music always. Yes, throughout the whole house. I did that for many summers. Saying no to unnecessary pressure, or simply releasing the belief that you have to make everyone happy all of the time. What if our kids get to be mad at us and that doesn't automatically make us the bad guy or make us mean or terrible or anything? Like, what if they just get to be mad and we get to be okay? The first time I realized that my teenage daughter could be mad at me and I didn't have to make that mean that I had done something wrong was like a breath of fresh air to me. It blessed my spirit so much. And my husband was completely shocked by how I, should I say, not reacted, but lack of reaction to the fact that she was upset with me. Because I used to try to convince her that she shouldn't be mad at me. Now it's like, okay, you get to do that. Sometimes it's found in gently caring for ourselves in the middle of a season that we're already in. So how can you gently care for yourself from the inside out. Point number 3, the atmosphere of your home matters more than perfect plans. At the end of the summer, your child probably won't remember whether every activity was perfectly planned, but they'll remember how your home felt. They'll remember if it felt safe, welcoming, connected, calm. They'll remember if you were paired after hard moments. And that's what builds lasting connection. That kind of environment is not created through perfection. It's created through presence. Not perfect presence, but intentional return. Point number 4, you don't have to carry comparison into this season. Comparison can steal so much of our peace, especially during the summer, because someone will always seem like they are doing more, traveling more, crafting more, enjoying parenting more, handling things better. But social media rarely shows us the meltdowns, the overstimulation, the sibling fights, the emotional exhaustion, or the tears behind the scenes. And that's where we get to be different. I'm not saying we have to go show all of that on social media, but we don't have to go prove through social media that we have a happy, okay life. What if we just went back to actually living our lives and being okay with what's happening in the moment and or repairing, and then not making it mean we have to go show the world? And I say this because even I still feel like, do we have to prove to the world that we're good, we're okay? So before summer fully begins, I want to invite you to release something. Release the pressure to create a perfect experience. Instead, I want you to ask yourself, what would help our family feel more connected and emotionally healthy this summer? That answer may be much simpler than you think. Our faith anchor today is Matthew 11:28. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." The Father never asked you to carry impossible pressure. He is not asking you to perform your way into being a good mama. He invites you into his presence. That is where rest and grace and steadiness are found. And from that place, you can love your family without constantly striving to prove yourself. Our micro shift this week is that I want you to ask yourself one simple question. What pressure can I release before summer begins? Maybe it's the pressure to do everything. Maybe it's the pressure to make every moment special. The pressure to keep everyone happy. The pressure to compare your family to others. And then ask, what would a peaceful and connected summer actually look like for our family? Not someone else's, but yours. If you want to dive deeper into encouragement like this, then join my Insiders list. It's where I share faith-filled reminders, emotional regulation tips, and real-life tools to help you stay anchored in who the Father says you are. The link is in today's show notes. Hey, sweet mama, I hope you loved today's episode. Can you do me a favor? If this episode spoke to your heart, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a mama in your life who needs to know they are not alone? Also, would you leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts for me? It blesses my heart to know that this show is giving you hope in hard moments. All right, I'm off to grab some protein because love and grace flows easier when you're not just running on fumes and coffee. I'll meet you back here next week for another honest and hope-filled conversation. In the meantime, mama, stay rooted in faith and anchored in love.